Greetings, federal agents. I am a satire account.
Politics is pretty cringe, right? Two corporate idiots, having to pretend they care about anything other than what their donors want, to get your vote. People completely detached from the daily lived experiences of normal citizens. This next presidential election, I will be running as a write-in president for the United States. Who am I? A balloon-chested, hairspray-brained, robot girl bimbo, trapped in the body of an ape. A poor working person with the same interests as you. All you need to do is write in Valium, or not vote at all. Those who do not vote do not want a government, so they are aligned with me as well. When you vote for me, you are voting for anarchy. Not the stupid propagandistic idea of anarchy, as plain chaos. And not the incoherent edgy aesthetic, such as seen in hit show Sons of Anarchy, but rather libertarian socialism, a society without rulers, where we will coordinate production to meet human needs simply because it's the right thing to do. When I win, I will invalidate the Constitution written by slave owners, and declare an end to rich people bullshit in America. I will order the peaceable transition of workplace property to the workers directly. This means no more bosses, unless voted upon, and all enterprises will be run collectively by the workers themselves. This also means that landlords will transfer their duties to an organization of the tenants immediately. This will happen, or we will take these people and beat them endlessly, with those blow-up hammers you find at carnivals.
You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door!
All capitalists will be forcibly removed from positions of authority and influence, and forced to read a book, or shut up and get back in the basement, where they belong. There they will live off of wafers we made out of our recycled poo. Okay, I'm joking about that last part. But politics is no joking matter. Upon my taking office, we will reformat the United States political system into a proper decentralized democracy, to prevent a dictatorial power from ever forming again. This consists of local areas establishing councils to represent their interests, and electing representatives from those councils to negotiate with representatives of other areas, who elect representatives to negotiate with other states, all the way up the chain until the country works to represent both the needs of the population, and the defense of our new regime. Those who disagree will be taken out back and summarily executed with a Nerf gun. We will initiate the seizure and redistribution of any more than 2 personal homes. People don't need more than 2 places to live. We will seize and redistribute any disposable wealth over $10 million, for use in robust social services and distribution to those who need it. To the cowardly rich who will flee with their money in the face of this persecution, we do not care. We never needed you. It is the workers who make the things of this world. That wealth you have was never rightfully yours. It is the accumulation of the surplus of the value generated by the workers and tenants. It is meant to benefit society as a whole. It will be used to raise the standard of living of the average person, and to create some of the most well-funded and prestigious social services and institutions in the world. We will initiate a UBI, a universal basic income, so that people do not have to work to have their basic needs met, and much coercion will be removed from work. We will regulate the threats to our environment without apology, and transition the country towards renewable and green energy, and provide replacement training for coal miners and oil guys. Our anarchist tanks will have cute little solar panels on them. Addiction is a sickness of the misery inflicted on the majority by a brutal capitalist system. We will immediately legalize all drugs, and free all prisoners who committed only drug offenses. We will treat all drugs similarly to marijuana, with a focus on public education and regulation, removing the criminal elements of the trade, and provide free rehab everywhere.
I'd like to see a positive LSD story. Would that be newsworthy? Just once? Today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slower vibration, that we are all one consciousness, experiencing itself subjectively. There's no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and you're the imagination of yourselves. Here's Tom with the weather.
Step 1. Alter and expand consciousness. Step 2. Join the movement. Step 3. Abolish ICE. Step 4. Dictatorship of the proletariat.
We will immediately transition the majority of police funding to justice systems focused on prevention and rehabilitation, that work closely with the affected communities.
How is prison real? If someone stole your car and you locked them in your basement for 3 years as punishment, people would be like, bro, not gonna lie, I think you might have overreacted a little bit.
We will end prisons, and provide remaining prisoners with a decent life in reasonable facilities, where we will offer free training, therapy and reintegration planning for violent prisoners.
Upon opening up the treadmill, his crimes were revealed.
We will immediately decriminalize all adult sex work that is not of a trafficking character. We will invest public funds into works which are not profitable, but which are essential to a good life on this planet, such as the arts and sciences. We will ban the use of advertising in public spaces, allowing you to reclaim your conscience from corporations. We will remove censorship in every form, except of funded propaganda meant to mislead people towards supporting capitalism or fascism. It's not that we want to have to censor anything, but unfortunately many people are very stupid.
Sorry I called you a dumbass. I meant it in a flirty way.
Under our rule, Native Americans will be able to legally go into any white person's home, and find any wall decorations with a Native person's face on it and a falsely attributed proverb about how humanity doesn't respect nature or something, and snap them in two. Black Americans will be able to be rude and loud like normal people, without it being seen as a stain on the entire race. And white people will finally be freed from the decree that they cannot dance. Just kidding. All people are of a similar nature. What makes us different is the society that surrounds us, and the story of our lives. Suffering and hardship chip away at our good natures, so we must design a society which provides for the most amount of people the greatest possible society and life story. We will not come for your guns, or force any working person to pay greater taxes. We will not touch your churches, and, if you're a normal working person who wants to opt out of these changes, you can declare sovereignty and live on your own, and we will try not to bother you. We respect your skepticism of our intentions. Communist regimes of the past have been overly imposing where they didn't need to. It will take time to build trust.
You think authoritarianism is inherently bad? Tell me, friend, have you considered that things have a class character? That's right. Institutional subjugation of the working class is good when it's done in the name of the working class.
No, I don't want to be bred. Being bred is fine, actually. I don't care anymore.
If you witness any abuses of these principles by my representatives, we will all make memes destroying them. If that doesn't work, I'll lock them in one of those traps from the Saw movies, where they will be forced to watch replays of their life's cringiest moments until they grow self-awareness.
I want to play a game. For too long, you have lived in the emotions of the moment, seemingly unaware of the myriad of ways your worldview has been shaped by isolation and the bubble of physical spaces you have occupied and the people you've happened to talk to. Today, we will test that. Ahead of you is a monitor. Look familiar? Your Facebook timeline is scrolling back to 4 years ago, perhaps a bit further than you're used to seeing. Around now, you'll be noticing the contraption around your head. The key will only be released after you've shown the appropriate amount of shame, if you're even capable of it.
Long-term goals include the abolition of borders. Humans ought to be free to wander the earth as they please. The current purpose of borders is to create divisions between the rich people and the world masses they exploit. The abolition of markets, commodities, and money. We must do away with the capitalist system in its entirety, not only for its obviously exploitative nature, but for its utterly irreconcilable problems of structure which are too complicated and I'm too dumb to explain here. If you would like to learn more, I'd like to recommend you this video, breaking down Marx's work, Capital Volume 1. Our goal is to see work hours reduced to their necessary minimum. Under capitalism, your productive capacity increases through invention of new methods and technologies, making your job easier. And yet you do not benefit from that. Your work hours aren't cut, and you cannot rest more. It is important that people have more time to breathe, relax, recover, study, and do creative personal labor for themselves. Not only does being worked to death make it hard to develop as a communist, it is a lamentable existence. We will achieve liberation from this condition by reigning in the endless pursuit of profit in favor of meeting productive quotas and reasonable surplus. We will split hours among more people, if possible. We will also share and rotate hours of awful work, such as cleaning sewers, among many people, so that each individual person has to do less of it. If you think this is tyranny, and the current system is not, I'm sorry, but you're an idiot, and not the good kind. We will do all of this in a manner that will be deemed dictatorial, authoritarian, especially by the capitalists of the world. But we, the public, who have long lived under their private dictatorship, can see through their lies. There is nothing authoritarian about defending yourself, and stopping violence. We know that structuring society to benefit a few rich is collectivism, and freeing people to govern themselves is true individualism.
Individualism is good, actually. We just need to unite as individuals in our collective self-interest to build a communistic society that better serves as a basis for thriving individualism. Also, we pledge to take out any dictators that arise. Wow, I struggled to read that one.
We will no longer listen to the voices of those who elected Trump, or who settled for Biden. They are lost, and the only cure is for the majority to rise up.
Incremental change. We want more humane corporate overlords. More symbolic concessions.
People at the beginning of quarantine learning how to make banana bread on YouTube. People 12 weeks later, ready to abolish the police.
Of course, we will have our opponents, who will use what little power they have to try to make our efforts look useless. They will point to our half-finished projects, caused by their obstruction, and say that they do not work. Anyone who spreads such propaganda against the people will be captured and forced to watch my videos. Hee. As to my foreign policy, we will tell the liberal leaders of the world who demand anything of us, sorry, we don't negotiate with fascists. I will use my autism superpowers on them, and it will be like in Star Wars when Obi told them,
"These aren't the droids you're looking for."
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
The Democratic Socialists of America, the Green Party, the People's Party, or whatever new force has arisen to smite the duopoly this time, will always be inadequate for the purposes of representing you, the common people, since they vie for a place in the current system, rather than calling for its absolute and necessary abolition. This is the cry of free people. I'll need your help. I cannot do this alone. No politician can, or will, save you. You can only learn through practice to save yourselves. Do not wait for my presidency. Voting is only part of the battle. Make the conditions of my presidency in your local area. If you'd like to campaign for me, go right ahead. My brutish opponents will slander me with all the typical reprisals. They'll say I'm inexperienced, as if being experienced in running a death machine is something to be proud of. They'll say I don't have any connections to establishment figures, as if being involved in that crowd is something to be proud of. That I'm young, as if old people haven't left us with this mess. That my ideas just aren't realistic, as if it is realistic to believe that this contradictory system built on exploitation can keep going forever, while trillions in debt. That there's no money to do what I want to do, while they refuse to tax the elite minority they structurally enrich, while there's apparently enough money to waste on nonsense, and wage war around the world. That I'm crazy, as if it is a sign of good health to be well adjusted to a sick world. That I am no different from communist dictators of old, when I have no real ambition besides to liberate humanity from dictators. You will be able to see through all of this, as you have heard me speak coherently here. Such people do not care what is true, they are simply afraid of the power of common people, and accountability, as all tyrants are. I do not want power. Nobody can ever truly have power over the people. I ask simply that you walk alongside me. For world peace. For global cooperation, which can only be met through the unyielding opposition to self-justifying hierarchy. Let's set humanity free. When I inevitably win, as the tally of non-voters once again eclipses the passions of duopoly-brained simpletons, I will ignore their fake result, and walk into the White House with all of you behind me. We will see host to the most transparent regime of all time. I'll live stream the whole presidency. You will eventually hear the president fart. Maybe I'll even accidentally pick my nose one time. When I sit in that chair, and the information floods in, if it turns out the Marxist-Leninists were right, that we just need to put our people through 40 years of capitalist slavery to develop the productive forces, before advancing to an actually free and desirable society, then I'll just tell you about it and show you. If being in power turns me into a self-interested, corrupt, paranoid reformist idiot, you can kill me. They will try to kill me at some time or another. Grieve, and carry our plan forward. The earth will die if we do not intervene. Do not trust any individuals to lead you from above. They will all lie to you, and betray you. Never compromise. I love you, comrades. Let's give America her first Joker president. We live in a society, Mom. A society that oppresses bronies, Christian dubstep artists, men, and the PC master race. Mom, you don't understand me. I'm buying a loot box with your credit card. Where are my fucking tendies? Also, as president, my body is public use.